Hi, I'm the old principal, and you have just joined and tuned in to the Old Principal English instructional program. You are now about to watch number 98. Have you chosen the best things? 你所选的是最好的吗? So with that, we'll ask our storyteller to come and read us the story.
Sure.
Okay, here you go.
In Northern Europe, there's a traditional story. Somewhere in the mountains is an extraordinary flower. If you find the flower, and if you dig beneath that flower, you would find a special key. Nearby, there's a cave, and the key would unlock the door. One day, a shepherd boy found the flower, the key, and eventually the cave. The key opened the door. Inside, he discovered many tables piled high with treasure, gold, silver, jewels. He filled his pockets so full they were bulging. When he started to leave, a voice from deep inside the cave said, "Have you chosen the best things?" He was startled. He went back inside, emptied his pockets, and filled them again. But as he started to leave the second time, he heard the voice again. "Have you chosen the best things?" Slowly he went deeper into the cave. It was scary. And then in a corner he saw a little light and a strange little man. The little man spoke earnestly. "Young man, are you sure you've chosen the best things?" Silence. The boy was scared and he wondered what to do. Then he turned around and walked slowly to the cave entrance. He stepped out, locked the door, and threw the key as far as he could. With bulging pockets, he whistled a happy tune as he walked down the mountain. At last, he reached into his pockets to look at his treasures. He brought them out, and all he had was trash, rocks, and dirt. Wouldn't it be awful to discover at the end of our lives that we have made the wrong choices, chosen the wrong directions to travel, and lived only to benefit ourselves? I first heard this story 35 years ago, and after all these years, the little man's voice still echoes in my ear.
Have you chosen the best things? Okay, thank you, sweetheart. You're free for a few minutes.
Okay.
You have to think up of something really bright to say here in a few minutes. That'll keep you awake. Okay, this story I have told many, many times. I could tell the story without even reading it. But since I created a short version, actually it should be a little bit longer. So we will stick to the script today. But it's a very interesting story with a very interesting question at the end. In Northern Europe, of course, Europe is 欧洲, Europe, and then, of course, northern part of it, 北部. There's a traditional story. Now, it's a tradition, it's a traditional story, 一个传统的一个故事. Okay? And so I should say once upon a time, but anyway, we'll get to that. Somewhere in the mountains, here's the tradition, okay? Here's the tradition. Somewhere in the mountains, there is an extraordinary flower, okay? Extraordinary becomes, well, some people say extraordinary, but a lot of people say extraordinary. 特别的 extraordinary, ordinary is 普通, okay? Extraordinary flower. If you find the flower, remember this is the story, if you find the flower, okay, then what? And if you dig underneath the flower, okay, you'd find a what? Dirt? Rocks? You'd find a special key. I often wondered what kind of flower it would be. Maybe you can tell me what kind of flower it is. Except for we don't know what kind of flower it was. So here's the story. Somewhere in the mountains, there's a special flower. You find the flower, you dig under the flower, you find a key, 锁匙. Okay, 钥匙. Okay, going on. Nearby, there's a cave, which means not far away, nearby, there is a cave, and the key would unlock the door. Okay, so that's the key. The key would unlock the door of the cave. You know what a cave is? 山洞. Okay, so obviously the 山洞 is a special cave because the cave has a door. Not very many caves have doors. Do you know how many caves? I don't know. Very few caves have doors. And the key will open the door. One day, once upon a time. Now this is where you get the once upon a time thing. 很久很久以前, a shepherd boy. A boy is 儿童. If you want to say shepherd boy, maybe you could say 牧羊童. Okay? What happened? He found the flower. He found the key. He dug underneath the flower. He found the key. And eventually, that means it took a little time. 终于, the cave. He found the cave. So you have the cave, a door, and a key. What's the next thing? The key opened the door. Woo! Now it's starting to get interesting. I imagine his heart was going like that, okay? Inside, he discovered many tables. Many tables. And what was on the tables? Food? No, there was no food on the tables. The tables were piled high. 一堆，再来一堆. What? Treasure, 珍宝. Gold, 黄金. Silver, 银子. And jewels, 珠宝. Wow! Wow! I imagine the little boy, his eyes got very big as he saw all these things. He filled his pockets so they were so full So 忙到什么地步? They were bulging. Now, you're going to have to take a good look, Terry, here to make sure you see this. Okay, he found many things on the table, gold, silver, and he put it in his pocket so that they were, do you see that? They were bulging. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so I probably should put some more. I'll tell you what we can do. We can put something and we can even make it bigger. And this is the way it was. And he filled that pocket and he filled that pocket, and all of his pockets were absolutely full of things. I feel uncomfortable. I'm going to have to get rid of this stuff. Okay, so we'll just put this all back. But now you know what the pockets were bulging. So they were really full. Going on. When he started to leave the cave, of course, he was leaving the cave, a voice, 听到声音呢, from deep inside. So it's inside the cave, but it's deep inside. It's a long ways inside the cave. Okay, from deep inside the cave said, so now here's what the voice said. Going on. Have you chosen the best things? 你所选的是最好的吗? Of course, he's been looking on the table and, oh, this is pretty and this is valuable and this is wonderful. And his pockets were all full of things, okay? Going on, he was startled. 很吃惊啊. He's startled. 吓了一跳. Okay? He went back inside. He turned around. See, he was going to walk outside. Okay? Walking outside. And then he turned around and went back inside. 又走到里面. He emptied his pockets, take it all out, and filled them again. Okay? Filled them with new things, prettier things, 更加美丽的, more valuable things, gold. I imagine that it was heavy too. Going on. But as he started to leave a second time, 第二次他就开始离开的时候, a second time, he heard the voice again. 有声音说, have you chosen the best things? Well, yeah, I think so. Going on. Slowly, he went deeper into the cave toward the voice. 要朝着那个声音那个方向走到深处里 really deep in the cave. Deep in the cave. It was scary. 很可怕. And then in the corner, 在一个角落, he saw a light, 小小的光, and a strange, 有奇怪的, 矮怪的小人. I, because he was little, 怪的, strange, man, 人. Okay, the little man spoke earnestly. 那个这个矮怪的小人 诚恳地说 ，OK， 诚恳地说 ，earnestly spoke, young man， 年轻人 ，Are you sure？ 你确定、肯定选的是最好的吗？Silence. Thinking. The boy was scared. 他很害怕。And he wondered what to do. 他自己就想。He wondered. 自己就想。到底要做什么？ What should I do? What to do? Okay. Then he turned around. 转身。Okay. And walked slowly to the cave entrance. 慢慢地走到这个山洞的这个口，这个门。Okay? Now, sometimes when I tell this story, I say he walked slowly and thoughtfully. To think is 有思想。Okay? If you walk thoughtfully, that means you're walking and you're thinking and thinking many, many, many things. Okay, going on. He stepped out of the cave. Okay, locked the door because he had the key. He locked the door. And what he did next is really something. He took the key, and closed his eyes, and he threw it as hard as he could down over the hill. And then with bulging pockets means the pockets were full of things. Front pockets, back pockets, they are all full of things. He whistled a happy tune. Can you whistle? Let's see if I can whistle. Okay, so here he is whistling a happy tune, 快乐的歌, as he walked down the mountain. Was he happy? Of course he was happy. Everybody would be happy. Going on. At last, he thought, So he reached into his pockets. To reach means he put his hand in his pockets to look at his treasures. 他的珍宝, okay? 他的财宝, whatever you want to call it, 宝贵的东西. Sometimes treasures are just 宝贵的东西. He brought them out. Okay? He brought the things out of his pocket, and all he had, 他所拿出来只不过是 trash, rocks, and dirt. Trash 就是垃圾 rocks 石头 dirt 泥土 That's all. Nothing more. Going on. Usually when I tell this story, I didn't write it, but usually when I tell this story, I tell the young people, or whoever it is, I say, how do you like my story? Of course, they're sitting there, 发财啊, wow, 巴不得是我的。Oh, how I wish it was me. Okay, so everybody is dreaming. But the end of the story, they didn't expect. 他没想到. Okay, so then I asked people, I said, okay, how do you like my story? Oh, 校长，我不喜欢你的故事啊。Why? Because we have a saying in English, they lived happily ever after. 他们 from this time onward, 从现在起 they lived happily, 很快快乐乐的生活 forever and ever, for a long, 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 long time. Okay? But this did not have a happy ending. 这个结局不是很好. Okay? The conclusion, not very good. And then I usually ask young people this question. Wouldn't it be awful to discover at the end of our lives? Okay, awful means 不好. Okay, so 如果我们到我们的生命的末了 the end of our life, 生命的我们人生或生命的末了 Wouldn't it be awful? 这个是最难受最糟糕 OK 发现什么 Next 发现 that we have made the wrong choices 我们选的是不对 We have chosen the wrong directions 选上错的方向 to travel so that means that we traveled the wrong direction and lived only to benefit ourselves 我们人生只不过是为自己而生活的了 Okay? Well, as I finish up the story going on, I first heard this story 35 years ago. 35 years ago, I heard this story, and after all those years, 过了这么多年 for 35 and do a little bit of math, okay, at least another 33 years, okay, from when I heard it, 35 years, I guess that's right, 35 years. The little man's voice, his voice, is still going around and around and around in my mind. It says in my ear, but in my mind, I can still hear the voice. I can still hear the first time. And here is what I hear. 我所听到的就是这样. Have you chosen the best things? You know, maybe Mrs. Ash, you can come up here and join me. You know, I am the old principal, Lao Xiaozhang, and my young wife is not so young. She's the same age as I am, okay? And we are old. We're getting down toward the end of our lives. Many of those who are watching this program have choices to make. And the question I would ask you is, have you chosen the best things? 你所选的是最好 I don't know. Do you have any thoughts that have come up in your mind as you have listened? Of course, you have listened to this story many, many, many times. Have you? Some of the students, because she's a high school teacher also. Okay. What about some of the students that you've had in the past? Have some of them made bad choices or good choices, or what about it?
Well, many of them I don't know where they went, but some of them I definitely do. And yes, they have made good choices and bad choices. But I feel like if they would listen to their teachers that love them and are trying to teach them good things, useful things in life, and also parents, if these parents are worthy and respectable, then that can go a long ways. If they say, "Oh, my father did it this way, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm going to try it the way my friend says." They better be careful, because that may be slippery, and the slippery road.
So, yeah, slippery slope. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's very, very true. Your parents, your teachers, many of them have very good advice.
Yes.
Of course, we always want to do our own thing. We want to go our own direction, make our own decisions. But maybe not the best idea. Anyway, the question comes back. Have you chosen the best things? With that, we better just say that you can write a letter to us. Our email address, 电邮地址是 theoldprinciple@gmail.com。我们的网站是 www.theoldprinciple.org. With that, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.